Which is the best psychological thriller movie out there? The Silence of the Lambs is way up the list. I dunno about best, but I really like I Trapped the Devil. A man invites his family over for dinner, hasn't seen them in ages. Then he drops the news, he has trapped the devil himself in a cabinet in his basement. The family is surprised when a voice comes from that cabinet, asking to be let out. It's really friggin' good. Whole time you're asking if he's just crazy or if it really is the devil in there. Edited. I misremembered what the voice in the cabinet sounded like. That one with Kevin Spacey and Brad Pitt. Edit. Say 7 and 1995. I thought Prisoners with Hugh Jackman was extremely underrated. That movie was so good. You'll be on the edge of your seat the whole time. Memento, 2000. Here's one I never hear talked about. Coherence. It's a low-budget film but blew my mind more than nearly any other blockbuster film. Rear Window. Nightcrawler is very good emo. The Prestige. Really nice movie. The Game with Michael Douglas. Misery. The Others. I love this movie so much I always talk about it on here. It's thrilling the first time, and once you realize what's happening it's like watching a whole different movie on subsequent watches. Don't spoil it in the replies. Edit. I didn't think this was going to get so much love. Anytime I try to discuss this on our movies I get a big fat 0, yet 2 people were nice enough to reward me. Come be a top for me if you want. If you guys like this movie, Alejandro Amenabar also did a great movie called Agora which I can recommend, and the movie Vanilla Sky was based on called Abra los Ojos, Open Your Eyes, but I haven't seen it yet. Shutter Island is a good one. What's the one or etiquette at a strip club? The only rule is, keep it in your pants. The rule is just have fun and relax. If she has a on her, don't make her self-conscious. Concealed weapon permit, but no open carry. If you show it to the security staff, you get a free drink. Enjoy, bro. In my experience, the first time I was so nervous I didn't get one, and it made the dancer self-conscious. She actually asked if she was doing something wrong, and I told her I was nervous. The second dance later in the night from the same dancer, easily the most attractive to me in the club, so why not? And she got me relaxed and into it. Right away. That is also when I learned a few things, one about myself and one in general. I learned that the song I'm in love with a stripper was totally plausible, and 2, if I kept going to the strip club I was going to ruin my whole life. Reminds me of this quote from Beverly Hills Cop. Billy, you don't have to be embarrassed if your Rick gets hard. That's the whole object of this. Taggart's ick is hard, but he won't let you know cause he's the boss. Boss's ick got to stay limp, right? See, I ain't on duty so my ick can be hard. I was hanging out with a couple of friends one day and had the following conversation. Mike. How was the strip club last night? Dave. I got kicked out for inappropriate touching. Me. Dude, you can't touch strippers. Dave. I wasn't. Mike. Who were you touching? Dave. Myself. So, playing with it is a no-no. Nobody cares. Why would you get lap dances if you aren't going to get a oneer? Unrelated, but I got farted on by a stripper that my cousin paid for. It was my first dance ever too. Well, you're going to have a oneer. That's the entire point. If you don't want a oneer, go to a non-strip club. Conceal, don't feel, unless she lets you. Try not to let it go. Make sure you wear gray sweats and a lil wet spot on your crotch that gets bigger every 5 minutes. My first and only time I've been to a strip club, I got a full nude dance from a sexy SS Colombian chick, and on the way to the dance area she kept asking me something in very broken English. I couldn't decipher what she was saying, so I just said yes. Anyway, she started dancing on me and my ICK was trapped facing down my jeans. Then asked me something in my ear. Again, I didn't know what she was asking and said, IDK what you're saying. She then just turned around and undid my belt, then grabbed my ick to face it the right way, then turned back around and then said, you want happy? Thinking she meant, are you happy now? I said eyes. She then proceeded to give me an under the pants hand job. Luckily, she stopped before I blew my load. Then when I gave her $50 30 for the dance with a $20 tip, she proceeded to say, no, I need more. I said, what do you mean? She replied, 30 per song, you said 5 songs. I then proceeded to give her the rest of the cash in my wallet, which was $120 total, and she said, no, I need more. I said that's all I have and showed her my wallet. She then proceeded to hold my hand very tight and walked me to the ATM, which has a $24 service charge, where I withdrew $80 more that she took immediately from the machine. TLDR, sexy language barrier handjob ATM, no more dances the rest of the night. Proper etiquette dictates that you put the one or tooth right of your plate, between the salad fork and shrimp fork, but only if there's a shrimp fork. If there's no shrimp fork, then it must go in the water glass. Also, it must be fully detached and wrapped in a cloth napkin. You are dead. How can you make your funeral as unpleasant and embarrassing as possible for everyone else through your will? Roll me down a hill in a giant hamster ball through a hilly obstacle course. There will be a series of holes dug at the bottom of the hill. My family will bet on which hole I land in. The winners split the inheritance. I am buried in the same hole I landed in. Edit. Yes, I've had this idea in my head for years. And years. I like the mental image of my lifeless body slamming around in the hamster ball. Everyone at my funeral gets a taser. At some random point during the ceremony, a buzzer will sound. When the buzzer sounds, the last person standing gets everything in my will. Fake bottom casket. Unlocked after put in place fourth wake. That way when they go to move it to the graveyard, I fall out the bottom. Video will turns on. Hello my beloved family. I died a secret billionaire. I like to live a simple life, and to this end I never told anyone about the wealth I managed to acquire, and I invested it into gold. My dear family, I am about to share this wealth with you all. You see, there is a safe. In this safe is a signed deed giving ownership of all my gold to the person who can find the safe's key. Where is this key? I can imagine you are all asking this question to yourself. Gives a slight chuckle. It's in me. I have arranged for private autopsy to take place after my untimely demise. The clinic Ian has been instructed to hide the safe key somewhere within my body. You now have 1 hour to find the key before the funeral home staff, as instructed, are to cremate my body along a handwritten note from me with directions to the safe. Good luck. And my collection of X toys goes to my mom since she always wanted them. If anyone wants to inherit, everyone has to come to the funeral dressed as Donald Duck. I get cremated. At the reception afterwards, we play a pre-recorded message of me where I say at the end, I want to be a part of all of you, so I had my children bake my ashes into the cookies you're alliating. Have a rabbi, a priest, and a televangelist officiate. Most of the people that would even bother to be at my funeral are Baptist. Mortician makes it look like I have an erection. Open casket, bottom half only. Extra points for the mortician if they can make it huge. What's cool about being an adult? Learning that when I'm asked to do something unreasonable, no, really is a full sentence. What a glorious day that was. Pro. I can eat an entire bag of Cadbury mini eggs and no one can stop me. Con. I ate an entire bag of Cadbury mini eggs and no one stopped me, so now I am going to lay down. I wanted to go back into skateboarding, spent a week really wishing I could have a skateboard. To then realize, wait a minute, I'm a grown SS man. I have a salary. I can buy a skateboard whenever I want. So, long story short, I have 4 skateboards now. I can buy a cake right now, and you can't stop me. No more panic about forgetting to study for exams, for not doing a term paper assignment. Just kidding, I'm in my 40s and I still have panic dreams where I wake up thinking I am late for a midterm. You can garlic bread whenever you want. Realizing that there are so many things that you really don't need to give an F about, just us you're running out of F's to give. Adult money. That's about it really. What are the most useful browser extensions that nobody's heard of? Sponsor blocks, so you don't have to listen to your favorite YouTuber try to sell you NordVPN. If you're using a VPN, then the Vital extension is very helpful. It can spoof your location data, time zone, language, etc. to match your VPN location. Poof time zone geo, NCB new FJMC FNEOPN FKAPMKBLAENOKB. Recipe filter. It cuts out all the bullshit text and gives you just the actual recipe on food sites. What do most people fail to understand about depression and the individuals that suffer from it? I've noticed some seem to think it's like a perpetual feeling, so if we laugh once we're actually fine. They don't understand the main feeling of emptiness comes and goes, and it manifests as something more complex rather than just be unable to laugh or feel some happiness at times. When my depression was at its worst, if someone told me that there was a pill across the room that would cure it, I wouldn't have been able to summon the energy to get up and take it. Depression isn't just being sad. As much as anything, it's the absence of sadness. It's the inability to access the emotions that people use to drive their lives forward. We're not depressed because we never go out. We never go out because we're depressed. Depression is not the same as feeling depressed about something. When I'm feeling depressed, I usually can't explain why or what I'm sad about.